Raging Surf is going to be one of the new sets coming out in Japan on September 22nd, and Raging Surf will be incorporated into Paradox Rift, our November set. So far from Paradox Rift, we don't really know too much about what those cards are going to be, but today a few of the cards were revealed for our upcoming set in Japan, which will eventually make up our November set. If you guys didn't know, I'm Rahul. Today we're going to be looking at some new cards and leaks from the Pokemon TCG on this channel. That's one of the things we do here. We do everything Pokemon TCG competitive related, so check it out today, and it would mean a lot if you would drop a like and subscribe. So today, first off, we're going to look at Parasol Lady. It's just a lady with a parasol. Shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 4 cards. If you go second and it's your first turn, draw until you have 8 cards instead. Super niche. I don't really know where a shuffle draw 4 makes sense for any deck when there are just better options like Iono, which I guess puts it at the bottom. Maybe you want to see those 4 cards again or the combination of 4, but I feel like any of the draw 3 effects for -1 are just typically better in those scenarios, so I don't think Parasol Ladies will see really any play. Chantal is another supporter here. Chantal, something like that. Flip a coin. If heads, switch in your opponent's bench Pokemon. Switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active. If tails, switch your active with one of your bench Pokemon. So it's like a catcher on a supporter already, but we already have Boss's Orders in the format. So I guess when Boss's Orders is removed from the format, this might be our only gust moving forward. So I do think maybe Boss's Orders does not get a reprint moving forward at some point, and Chantal becomes our only way to gust up Pokemon. So this has, like, invest in Chantal Stonks, I guess, now on the off chance that Boss's Orders does not get reprinted. So like in 3 years, this card will be playable when it's like G block onwards, because I think Boss's Orders is around for quite a bit. Because this is like not really like too much of a downside if tails, but the heads is like a pretty huge upside if we don't have any other gust effects that's reasonable in the format. Hoopa EX is one of the newer EX being introduced. It looks like another Terra one. Terra, as long as Pokemon's on your bench, prevent all damage. A pretty lame effect still. I really hope the Terra stuff like changes at some point, but it doesn't look like it's gonna. Fighting type for our Hoopa friend, which is typically Dark Psychic. Dark, Energy Crush, 50x, the number of each energy attached to all Pokemon in play. For a fighting type Pokemon, we're using Dark type energy. Could be a pretty good typing combination. I'm not entirely sure what we would be hitting that deals with all of this. Still weak to Psychic, which is kind of lame. Scoundrel Fist, 200. This Pokemon can't use Scoundrel Fist during your next turn for 3 darks. That doesn't really do too much. I think this Hoopa probably is very situational. And it's a fighting type that goes into a dark type deck at some point, but can't use cards like Dark Patch to accelerate, so the extra dark energy requirement might not be necessarily very good. So I don't really know how I would play this card if I could. Gimmighoul is one of my new favorite Pokemon from the game. I just, at first I was really annoyed by this guy, but then the more and more I saw this little guy, I became a big fan. Gimmighoul has Call for Family, switch your deck for a basic Pokemon, put on your bench. For 2 colorless, we have Corkscrew Punch, which does 20 damage. There's another Gimmighoul here that has, this one has 20 extra HP and 1 extra retreat cost. So I guess that's a trade-off to be a bigger Gimmighoul here. You have Continuous Coin Toss, 20x until you get tails, 20 for each heads. So that is like a potential sizable damage. Obviously, if we're doing basic statistics, we're assuming it's going to be a 1 heads, 1 tails immediately off the scenario. So you're doing 20 damage for 1 energy, but you have the potential to do infinite, theoretically, which is pretty cool. Then you have Gimmighoul, or not Gimmighoul, Goldengo EX, which I think this Pokemon is also one of my new favorites. He's just kind of vibing. I really like how goofy this guy looks. Stage 1, Metal type, 260. Ability bonus coins. Once during your turn, you may draw 1 card. If this card is in the active, you may draw 2 cards instead. That's pretty insane, actually. So I guess you can pivot between Goldengos potentially and just draw cards, but you get to see a +1, +2/+2 no matter what with Goldengo on your board. So he's acting as a support Pokemon in decks that potentially could just need a guy that can draw cards. And he's beefier than Bibarel, so it's not like you're replacing Bibarel or whatever. It's just like this guy could just be a better version of Bibarel depending on how your deck functions and how low in cards you might go. Metal, Gold Rush, 50 times the number of basic energy from your hand that you discard. So basically just, you could play like a Goldengo, like Goldengo energy discard dump deck, I guess, potentially, and do a ton of damage. Fill your hand quicker with bonus coins, get a +2 each time off Iono, so superior energy retrieval gets more and more value. Obviously, I think there's going to be a little bit of a disconnect trying to build your hand at some point, but I think getting ways to get basic energy into your hand or doing a ton of damage, this card has a lot of potential, I think. Bonus coin seems like a very cool ability. Gold Rush seems like a pretty cool attack. Plusle and Minun are both in this set. Usually they play off each other, so let's see what they do here. They're both crying at home. That's cute. Over like the pizza and fries. Parasol, double colorless damage +10/+10 for each damage counter on our opponent's active Pokemon. And then Minot has Buddy Pulse. If you have +1 play when your opponent attaches an energy from the hand of one of their Pokemon, put 2 damage counters. You can't use the effect of Buddy Pulse more than once a turn. That's really weak. If it was like a continuous effect, maybe you could act like a continuous stadium, basically, that does like Frozen City kind of effect at some point. But with this once a turn ability for Buddy Pulse, like, hey, you Buddy Pulsed, you attached 1 Psychic to your Gardevoir, I can't Buddy Pulse anymore. I don't know, that just seems pretty lame. We have Nicket here, who does 70 HP, 30 damage, flip a coin if the tails is nothing. We have Thievul, ability Sneaky Snatch. Once on your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may look at your opponent's hand, choose 2 cards you find there, and shuffle them into their deck. 2 energy cards, sorry. So this is a little bit more of a control card, I think, for the control archetype. Thievul could definitely see some play paired with some of the other control cards. Unfortunately, I just don't think we have enough control cards that actually do anything right now, so it doesn't actually win games, but just exists. Then we have Lapras here, Into the Deep, put 3 basic energy in your hand, and then Freeze Dry 50, and if heads, they are paralyzed. Then we have Remoraid and Octillery to round out our combination of cards. Octillery has Suction Draw once during your turn. When you play this card from your hand to evolve your Pokemon, you may draw 3 cards upon evolution. And then we have Smoke Bomb, 60 during your opponent's next turn. If the defending Pokemon tries to attack, they flip a coin. If tails, that attack fails. Unfortunately, I think the attack is not something you really want to use at any point. And Suction Draw seems like a pretty cool niche ability if you can actually get that pulled off. Let's see if these other random... Wait, they just shifted the order on me. Lol. But I'm just trying to see if the Yveltal and the... Garchomp have been uploaded. I feel like the Garchomp has already like seen like translation at some point. I feel like the Garchomp has been a card that we have seen before, and then this Yveltal I have not seen before. I guess maybe I have. I don't know. Maybe I might just be bugging. And this Mantike I feel like I have not seen before. So Mantike looks like it heals 120 from one of your Pokemon for its attack, which is pretty insane, especially for like tank style control decks. But if that is all, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys coming to this video. I'm just going to look up Garchomp EX. Garchomp EX Pokemon card. This is not what I wanted. What does this guy do? As long as this Pokemon's on your bench, Hydro Lavender, 160, attach 3 fighting from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon any way you like. That seems pretty insane. Discard 2, this attacks 120 on their Pokemon. Okay, so we have seen Garchomp before. This is just like the full art or alt art or something of that nature. It looks like SAR, so probably alt art. So that all being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for checking it out. We're looking at Raging Surf coming up soon. Paradox Rift. Should have some boxes here for the channel. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to do pack openings here. I do have a second channel for One Piece and other card game stuff, like Lorcana and some other stuff I'm going to be trying out. So let me know if you want to see pack openings there on that channel, or you want to see the big Pokemon stuff on this channel. Just keep it here. Keep it all competitive things, Pokemon TCG. So that being said, thank you guys so much. Peace out. Bye.